The impact of COVID-19 can be felt all across the occupied West Bank, even for those living in remote communities. Naif Kharbish is a Bedouin living near Al-Auja village in the Jordan Valley. No cases of the virus have been reported here. Livestock has been her main source of income for decades. Now she says it's becoming a burden. Sales of sheep usually increase before Islamic holidays, and Naif was gearing up for a high season. But closures imposed by the Palestinian Authority to control the outbreak of COVID-19 have slowed down the market. She's now having to pay extra money to feed the animals she couldn't sell, and has stopped making goat cheese popular among Palestinians.
We made cheese and no one wanted to buy it. It lasted for a week before it went bad and I threw it away. So I switched to making a dried form of yogurt so it can last longer. We don't have fridges because there's no constant electricity.
Just several meters away from this Bedouin community is an area declared as a nature reserve by Israel. Any Palestinian construction requires a permit from the Israeli authorities, but they're almost never granted. Palestinians in the Jordan Valley already have limited space to expand, but limitations of movement because of COVID-19 mean that shepherds and farmers are facing greater difficulties. Although the agriculture sector is not expected to be affected as much by the pandemic, there is a growing risk.
Shepherds used to have natural grazing lands in the Jordan Valley, but they lost thousands of hectares of lands due to the expansion of Israeli settlements. This increased costs of feeding the herds by 75%.
To cover some of his losses, Abdel Hakim Al-Asmar says he had to lower his prices by 40%. In the beginning of the state of emergency in March, he couldn't find buyers and didn't want his crop of chickpeas to go to waste. No cases of COVID-19 were reported here, so he was still able to farm the land.
If we have more closures here, it will be disastrous. It's my only source of living. We fear that we might be asked to leave. This is not a store to shut down. If I leave the land for a couple of days, I will lose it.
The Palestinian Authority in the West Bank has decided to gradually relax its restriction. But vulnerable communities like this one are expected to feel its impact for months to come. Nida Ibrahim, Al Jazeera, the occupied West Bank.